All right, this is a real quick one, but social media influencers have been entrusted with the first phase of the release of the Epstein files. My question is, why does mainstream media and the Trump administration want us to focus on the release of the Epstein files at this time? And then you've got this right here. Yesterday on Fox News with Jesse Waters, Pam Bondi promised that we would have the full declassified documents of the Epstein files today. But now we're being told that that's being hamstrung by the FBI in New York. This post is by Terrence K. Williams, who is decidedly pro-Israel and pro-Donald Trump. And it seems like almost everybody and their brother is drinking the Kool-Aid. We're going to go ahead and read this brief by Pam Bondi. She says, before you came into office, and this is to the director, Director Patel. Before you came into office, I requested the full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein, she says. In response to this request, I received approximately 200 pages of documents, which consisted primarily of flight logs, which we already have. And by the way, who do we find on those flight logs? Oh, we have the Clintons on the flight log. And we also have Donald J. Trump appearing 7 times on Lolita Express. But for some reason, pro-Trump, pro-MAGA people have a problem with Clinton being on the list, but seem to look the other way when they realize that Donald Trump is also on Epstein's flight log list, along with dozens and dozens of pictures with Epstein. Says, which consists primarily of flight logs, Epstein's list of contacts, and a list of victims' names and phone numbers. I repeatedly questioned whether this was the full set of documents responsive to my request, and was repeatedly assured by the FBI that we had received the full set of documents. So if you and I lie to the government, that's criminal. That's a felony. If the government lies to the people, well, that's just policy. But the FBI, New York field office for the FBI, can lie to the federal government and they get away with it and there are no punishments. How does that work? It says, assured by the FBI that we had received the full set of documents late yesterday, I learned from a source that the FBI field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and indictment of Epstein. Despite my repeated requests, the FBI never disclosed the existence of the files. When you and I spoke yesterday, you were just as surprised as I was to learn this new information. Then it says, by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, which is February 28th, the FBI will deliver the full and complete Epstein files to my office, including all records, documents, audio, and video recordings, and materials. Do you really think that the FBI or the federal government or Mossad or any agency is willing to release any files, any videos that they're not ready to release? Who's really in control of this ship and what's really going on? Says, and materials related to Jeffrey Epstein and his clients, regardless of how such information was obtained, there will be no withholdings or limitations to my or your access. The Department of Justice will ensure that any public disclosure of files will be done in a manner to protect the privacy of victims and in accordance with law, as I have done my entire career as a prosecutor. I am also directing you to conduct an immediate investigation into why my order to the FBI was not followed. You will deliver to me a comprehensive report of your findings, proposed personnel actions within 14 days. I appreciate your immediate attention to this important matter. I know that we are both committed to transparency for the American people, and no, they're not. And I look forward to continuing to work with you to serve our president and our country. To serve our president and our country. So that's from Pam Bondi, the new Attorney General to the United States. And now we have kind of a pre-glance at the Epstein files called Phase 1 that go to DC Drano. Let me show you this. This is a post by Dr. Simon Goddick. He says Epstein was most likely a Mossad agent running a honey trap to ensnare powerful figures so Israel could blackmail them. And if you think about it, it really does make sense. Who is in control of Congress? We've had so many congressmen and senators come to the forefront and say, you know what? You know who really owns the United States of America? It's AIPAC. It's Israel. It's, they won't go so far to say this, but it's the Federal Reserve. It's the people who own and control the issuance and the value of our currency. That's who actually, it's not Congress who controls the purse strings. It's the people who control Congress who control the purse strings. The most disturbing part, the first version of the Epstein files has now been handed to influencers who openly support the very agency, Mossad, that Epstein was working for. Selective disclosure, narrative control, damage management, what a disgrace. And you got a lot of people who are weighing in on this issue. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of engagement involved in this. This guy right here, Dr. Simon Godek, says, just basically, this person says, why are you so magnetically attracted to Jayish conspiracies and an opportunity to jump on negative twists that can relate to J's or Isra HE double hockey sticks? And he says, conspiracy, stop writing, who's, what. Anthony Blinken, who's the stepson of Samuel Pizer, who's the lawyer and confidant of Robert Maxwell, who's the father of Ghislaine Maxwell, who's the accomplice of Jeffrey Epstein. It all looks like it's just basically, these are family members serving as gatekeepers to what's actually in the Epstein files. And if you think for 1 second we're going to get the unvarnished truth, if we're going to get 100% transparency from the federal government, I don't even know what to tell you about how stupid that is. You've got, let me show you a couple of these. This is very interesting. This guy says that he typed this into Grok 3, which is the artificial intelligence by Elon Musk for the X platform. Name the social media influencers who just received the Epstein files from Pam Bondi at the White House and include whether they're pro-Israel or anti-Israel beside their names with no further text. This guy from the DC Drano, pro-Israel. This chick from Libs of TikTok, pro-Israel. Liz Wheeler, pro-Israel. Jack Posobiec, pro-Israel. Mike Cernovich. All 5 of them are ironically, or is it ironic, pro-Israel. And then you've got posts like this. Brad Smith says, yeah, this is not a good look. Liz Wheeler said that she got a binder of the Epstein files. She's got the exclusives. She's got the inroads onto the White House. And we got a post by the same Liz Wheeler that says, Hamas, this is from May 2021, Hamas uses kids as human shields. Israel gives medical care to terrorists. You tell me who the bad guy is. You tell me who the bad guy is, Liz. Then you got Chad Prather, and these people are wildly popular. Stuck to the forefront. Now they've got phase 1. Now they become gatekeepers for the Epstein files. So we can definitely trust 100% of what they say, right? Today I met with President Trump, VP J.D. Vance, AG Pam Bondi, and FBI Director Kash Patel in the Oval Office. I left with an interesting souvenir. The Trump DOJ has everything. The most transparent administration in history. Pam Bondi confirms there are thousands of files still to come. That's Chad. Chad wrote this back in October of 2023. Israel was attacked by the terrorist group Hamas. Palestinian terrorists opened fire at civilian Israeli attendees of a music festival. Many Israelis are unaccounted for. Some have been kidnapped. These people, not Isra HE double hockey sticks, are animals. Even though some people would contend that one of the reasons Hamas was able to do what it did, well, number one, Hamas exists solely because of Israel. And number two, they kind of let their guard down a little bit. And, I don't know, look the other way. If you look into it, it's pretty frightening what's going on. Leave your thoughts, guys, about this for the world and the global thought, please, in the comment section below. When we get the Epstein files, is it going to look like this right here? Are we just going to have redactions upon redactions? Are we going to actually get the full scoop? Can you trust any administration, any federal government run by any politician, Republican or Democrat? Can you expect the full truth? And if you think you can, please let me know what the precedent is for that, because as far as I've seen, the federal government has consistently shown themselves not to be trustworthy. And my next question is, do you trust these social media influencers to be the gatekeepers and arbiters of truth? Let me show you one more thing. If you'll notice in their hands, they've all got Make America Great Again hats, and they've also got dark Gothic MAGA hats. They've been blessed by dark Gothic MAGA. I am become meme, says Elon Musk. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. Hey, take a second right now. Please like this video, share this video. I am working against the rightist propagandists and the leftist progressive propagandists in this space. And they are on fire as far as views and clicks. And we need to break through that. We need to break through the matrix with the truth. Truth is the new hate speech, and truth is treason in the empire of lies. Let's launch a couple of treasonous truth missiles. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for your support.